Welcome to my wonderful rat's nest. There's a bunch of stuff here. There's so many things, so many possible topics. But I'm going to try to show a little bit of discipline and just focus on one. I don't know if that's actually going to work or not. We'll see. Today, because I'm obsessed with it, I originally started out talking about this paint. This is my old friend Craftsmart from Michael's. Very popular, widespread infection. I mean, arts and crafts store. It shows up everywhere in America. And they sell this paint called Craftsmart. There it is, right there. And of course, my camera won't focus on it. There we go. There it is. It's too much. It's too shiny. Oh God. The man with X-ray eyes. You ever see that one? Ray Milland? No? Okay, this is Gray, also known as Gris. Good nickname, if you're one of those nicknaming people. Okay, this paint is cheap. Okay, you can get it for less than $1 a bottle, and that's 2 ounces, brah. Okay. The thing is, oh my goodness, it actually, breathtaking. It actually focused. It's hard to focus on this because it does not show brush marks. What are they? What are brush marks? What does that mean? What am I talking about? I kind of peruse the forums, YouTube comments, not mine. I don't allow comments, but I look at comments, and then people seem to be confused about what a brush mark actually is, because using my methods, you're going to get good results if you use paint that doesn't show brush marks, which is also referred to as self-leveling. Now, even cheap paint, like so, really incredibly bad focus. Cheap paint can do wonders with self-leveling, but you have to know which paint to buy. These stuff, Craftsmart, from Michael's. It's the only cheap paint I've found that really works for brush painting because it's self-leveling. However, there is a catch. It is cheap paint. And let's take a look at this color. It's a little easier to photograph. This is known as Campground. This color is called Campground, which just, it's, oh, goodness. I'm surprised I didn't call it S'mores. You know how I feel about s'mores. Okay, it's a very dark green. Yeah. Here is the subject of today's lecture. There's not a brush mark on this. I say again, there's not a brush mark on this. Those are streaks. Okay? Brush marks are three-dimensional. This is flat. Flat and smooth as shiny paper from a unnamed magazine. It's smooth. There are marks, but that's because of the different opacity, due to the fact that there isn't a whole lot of pigment in this paint. This is going to require 4 coats, maybe 5, to get good coverage, but they're going to be smooth coats. Now, when I bought the Craftsmart paint, I mentioned it to the gal that was running the cash register, and she said she preferred our good friend, Mr. Blur. Oh, here it is, Folk Art paint, which is also cheap paint. This flavor is called licorice, and it's matte, and it's black. We're going to assume that you know that licorice is black, although when I was a kid, hey man, red licorice, you know what I'm saying? So, black paint from Folk Art, what's wrong with it? Why do I recommend this stuff and not this stuff? Because of this. This is the black Folk Art paint that, my friends, I've saved this for you, just for you. It does not. Oh, here we go. I think. I don't know. You know, what do the programmers think I'm trying to do at this point? Ah, the success. She is mine. Look at those three-dimensional lumps and bumps. My friends, this is Brushmark City. Welcome. See brushmarks? You can see where they are now? Coverage is good. Shockingly good, really, for cheap black paint. The brush marks make this basically unusable by me. I will never steer you towards paint that has brush marks. Okay? I know if you're on Adderall, you're going to be flipping the channel already, but for those of us that have a 5-second attention span, take a look at this. I lost my focus. My camera apparently is on Adderall. Yes. Well, brush marks can trip you up in ways you never expected. I took a bottle of this AK dark green paint. I think they're called Real Color. AK Real Color? I don't know. Third generation, I think is what they're called. That's it, third generation. I took this, I put it in this jar, but the testing didn't go well. Now I just found this bottle laying around, waiting to go to recycling, and I thought, you know, I'm going to paint some of this AK paint on there and see what happens. Now I've got this properly thinned and pretty much applied as well as I know how to apply it. I hope I'm going to be able to show this. I need somebody to buy me a better camera. Can you all get on that, please? I think you can see the brush marks. The sound you hear is the glaciers melting behind us. This is caused by global warming. The glaciers melt and then it gets bad. Ocean levels rise. Yeah. I don't know what that is. It could be a grizzly bear now on its way in the house. Look at those brush marks. Can you see them? They're very small, but they are there. It's just so hard. I mean, these brush marks are pretty easy to see. Okay. Pretty easy to see there. Now, you may be wondering, if you're a newbie, what the heck is this guy talking about? If you just brush those out, there won't be brush marks. No, that's not true. These brush marks, you can try brushing them out all day long, okay? But this is acrylic paint. It dries fast. You're not going to have a whole lot of success with that. The more brushing you do, the more the danger there is you're going to tear the surface. So as you try to smooth out these marks, you're going to tear the surface. And then you're going to end up with an even bigger mess. In addition, you'll have brush marky, torn paint. And hairy, possibly. I don't know. Remember that movie? Paper Chase? Nah, I don't care. You don't care. All right. Here is what paint looks like that doesn't brush mark. This, again, is Craft Smart. It's incredible because this cheap paint does this so well. You can just see that kind of blurry finish when you do Revell paint. The newest Vallejo paint, of course, gold is so flat, you get similar results. And Model Master Acryl, Polyscale. You get this kind of blurred effect. It's streaky. It can be streaky. This is particularly streaky because it's cheap. The point I'm trying to make here is that this expensive AK paint, I can't recommend it. Damn thing. Brush marks. See those brush marks in there? That's what I'm talking about. Okay. I think we covered this enough for one day. Brush marks are one thing. This. Brush mark. Streaks are another. Streaks. You get rid of streaks with just putting on additional coats. It's streaky, you put on 3-4 coats, 5-6 coats, you get rid of the streaks. Brush marks, the only way to address them is to have hot paint that dries to a super hard finish and then sand them out and then buff them out. I don't know how many of you have painted cars and so on, but that ain't going to happen here, okay? This acrylic paint is soft, and you're not going to be able to polish that. So brush marks for acrylic paint is the kiss of death. You don't want that. So folk art. This stuff, this is great for coverage. You want to cover fast, cheap, boom, boom, get it done. This is it. It's no good for model building, though, because it leaves brush marks like crazy. And this AK paint, which is expensivo, made by Spanish elves. Stuff still brush marks. Okay? So I put the AK paint and the folk art paint together as examples of paints that leave too many brush marks. All right? Keep them cards and letters coming. And I'm going to try in the future, part of my new turning over a new leaf. I'm really going to try to do less whoring on this channel. So, adios.